Reliance Communications yesterday announced a new debt repayment plan, one that it said would mean zero write-off for lenders, would also allow them to exit the strategic debt restructuring process. But really, should lenders believe this new debt restructuring plan? Because there have been previous ones which have not played out as expected. Let's try and get a banker's perspective on this. Mr. RK Takkar is MD and CEO at UCO Bank. He's joining us on the phone line. UCO Bank, like most other banks, have an exposure to Reliance Communications. Mr. Takkar, from your perspective, as you've seen this new plan emerge, and I think Mr. Anil Ambani said there were some 80 bankers in the room when it was approved. Are you convinced that this time around we will see resolution of this account rather than just a kicking of the can down the road, sir?
See, the monetization plan of Reliance Communications, this was discussed in the bankers meeting with the company about a few days back. And this process of monetization had been going on for the last few months. And we had also had a valuation committee examining the proposals. So we expect this should be finalized shortly. But they have various segment divisions. So for time being, for the one of the divisions, it is in advanced stage. The things are moving. So it will take some time for this to actually crystallize. But if it falls in a right way, we are able to get a right bidder at the right price, I'm sure we should be able to find a resolution in this account.
So the account moves out of strategic debt restructuring, that is clear?
You see, what happens is the account is presently under SDR, right?
Yes.
So now in case we have to go in for the monetization plan of Reliance Communications, and obviously it has to come out of SDR. So that once the things take a concrete shape, the account will be moved out of SDR.
Okay, so you will wait for actually some of these asset monetization plans to get fructified before it moves out of SDR. But if so, sir, didn't you have to convert by the end of December?
No, we have that time is available for that. So we have enough time for that. So once the bids which have been received and they are examined by the evaluation committee, then going forward we'll take decisions are better.
Would the account be classified as an NPA, sir? If it's moving out of SDR, then that standstill agreement sort of doesn't hold anymore. So would it be an NPA, and would you have to provision against it accordingly then, sir?
Yeah. In case it is moved out of SDR, the bank will have to make the provision as per IRAC norm, and the account will become a substandard. As on date, it is standard in the books because of the SDR provisions. Okay,
so you're saying that it would only move out of SDR perhaps in the next couple of months once some of these deals go through. I just want to make sure I get that right, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So any provision implications, sir? Because if you move out of SDR and it becomes an NPA, provisions would increase?
Yeah, definitely. It will initially go into substandard category. For that, we have to make a provision of 15% as per RX norms. So that bank will be doing.
Okay. And sir, is there an understanding, at least with the Chinese lenders, that they will not push the insolvency petition any further or withdraw the insolvency petition? Because otherwise, what's the point of this if they are going to take it into insolvency in any case?
See, if you see now, the banks have not gone to NCLT. It is some other creators other than the consortium lenders who have gone to NCLT. So their issue would also have to be resolved simultaneously. So it will happen, the amount which we'll get from the monetization plan will also be used to settle the dues of the creditors who have gone to NCLT. So that will happen simultaneously.
Okay. Sir, is March 18 sort of the deadline by which some of these asset sales need to conclude?
Yeah, because we are trying, but I'm not sure whether the entire all the divisions would be able to, we should be able to crystallize the entire thing as such by March. But at least I think one or two divisions should happen before March.
Okay. So for UCO Bank, what was the exposure, and can you tell us whether you would need to take incremental provisions against this account in particular?
We have around 750 crores. So we would be providing around 15% in case it moves out of SDR.
Okay. Sir, a quick question also on, the exposure to the telecom sector. I think yesterday, again, Mr. Ambani in the press conference mentioned the fact that telecom exposure of banks will go down once this gets resolved. Is that the way you're looking at it as well?
Yeah, obviously, these all the big accounts the consolidation is happening. So quite a few would be going out of the books of the banks. So definitely the exposure of the banks would, in these accounts would go down. Unless we have to finance the new bidders. So, but that call would be taken by individual banks. But with these processes, obviously the exposure will go down.
Okay. Sir, since we have you on the line, a question slightly away from RCom, sir. Sir, are we expecting most of the second list of stressed accounts to go to the NCLT, sir? And on account of that, are you foreseeing more provisions in the December ended and then the March ended quarter, sir? What is the deadline to finish provisions for that? See,
all these second list referred by RBI, where there has been no resolution, we have to refer to NCLT before 31st December. And obviously these provisions on these have to be made by 31st March. So either we can make the entire in December or we can divide it between December and March quarters. Okay. So that we are already apprised of the issue. We are taking necessary steps in that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Takkar. Really appreciate you giving us a candid view on what's been going on here.